Hey guys, we got the long-awaited Deadlock update today, which includes 6 new heroes that will be releasing each Monday and Thursday. Now, while we don't have the heroes on day 1, as you can see, I'm currently playing as Rem. Now, in reality, I'm playing as Mina, but with the use of the console commands, you can replace the model of your character, which lets us see the visual model, movement, and animations of the new characters. So I'm going to be going through all the new characters and just kind of showing off what they look like. Remember, they're not going to have the abilities, they won't have the voice lines, stuff like that. But what they will have is like the visual model, the running animations, crouching, dashing, sliding, jumping, meleeing, shooting, reloading, and parry. If you want more content like this, please like and subscribe as I want to make tons more Deadlock content. So let's start with Rem. As you can see, the model is much tinier than most of the characters we're used to. Unfortunately, the console command replaces all the models, so I can't say like compare it to an Abrams model or anything, unfortunately. But you can easily tell that it's very short. The running animation is fairly cute too, and he grabs his little pillow and drags it behind him. Crouching, also very cute. He does this little waddle. I don't really even know what to call it, but it's insane. Dashing is also nice. He does this little front flip and then sits on his pillow for a second and tosses into the air. Now, what I really like, though, is the sliding animation because he slides on his pillow just like this, and it's absolutely amazing. Again, remember, the sound that you hear, like that's actually Mina sliding. So none of the sounds are in what I'm showing you today. Jumping is also very cute. There's a little hop and the leg spread, kind of silly. Meleeing, very amazing. Does a little backflip off the person you're trying to melee. Absolutely fantastic. And now when I shoot, it's gonna shoot Mina's bullets. We don't actually know what the shooting will look like, but you do see the animation of what the characters do with their guns. So for example, Rem will shoot out his candle just like that, and when he's out of ammo, he kind of shakes it around to reload. And now finally, for his parry, he does this little block animation with his hands in front of him. So that's going to be it for Rem. Let's move on to Graves. As you can see, Graves, very cool. Has a nice little backpack. I don't really know what to call that. Also has a zombie arm. Maybe this is somehow connected to Victor, or it's just something she dug up from a grave. And she also has very cool animations. Let's go ahead and just start by running around. As you can see, very simple, nothing too complicated. Crouching is also just super simple, does a little crouch. Dashing is very cool, and it might be one of my favorite dashes in the game currently. She kind of reaches forward with this arm, which also, by the way, this arm is her weapon, which we'll go over in a little bit. But it almost like looks like the arm is pulling her away, and obviously you can do it in any direction. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I love it. Sliding, she does this little slide on her 2 knees. Pretty simple, and has her gun kind of like in front of her, ready to blast. Jumping is also very simple, nothing crazy, just kind of straightforward. As for melee, she does this little hack slap with the hand. I actually like the melee animation quite a bit too. And then obviously for shooting, she's just going to be shooting out of this arm. We don't know what the animation will look like, we just know what the hand will do. As far as reloading, there's these little like weird sparks that come out. I don't know what that's about, but it's great. Finally, we have the parry, where again, kind of like Rem, she just kind of puts her hands in front of her and looks away. Very cool, very slick. I like it. Let's go ahead and move on to Silver. Silver is very cool. As you can see, she's like this half furry wolf girl. She has a very nice gun, has some cool boots, a tail, cat ears, or wolf ears, I should say. Very nice. Running animation is pretty solid. I like how she holds her gun while she's running. Crouching is pretty standard, nothing crazy. Dashing it seems like it's really fast. This is most likely going to be a movement-based character. Does a very fast, like, little front flip. Looks great. Then for sliding, she does this little slide on her legs, and it's pretty nice, pretty slick. I like it. Jumping is pretty normal too, nothing crazy. Now, her melee is just a little kick. some characters have multiple melee animations. As far as I checked, none of the new characters have multiple melee animations, but who knows, maybe they'll add something in. Next up we have shooting, which is just straightforward, seems pretty nice. I like how her gun like recoils a little bit when it shoots. And my favorite part, as you just saw, is the reload. She kind of like flips her gun when she's done reloading. I absolutely love that. Our parry, she kind of straight up turns around. This is very similar to what Seven does, if you know what he does when he parries, but completely turns around kind of and shows her ass to whoever she's trying to parry. Now, that is not all we have with Silver though. Silver will be transforming into a werewolf, which I'm not sure if it's her ult or what. Again, we don't really know the abilities yet, but she has another form called werewolf, I guess. And as you can see, she gets pretty big. Yeah, and this form obviously also has all the, you know, separate animations, including, you can see this running animation. You can see the crouching animation, which I actually like this quite a bit. You try to get, it's like, the werewolf is huge, but he's trying to stay low to the ground. Dashing does this little, as you can see, like a little fast crawl up. And then if you jump after, you do this like big leap. Sliding is also pretty straightforward. Kind of slides along the ground with the arms out. Again, just like all the characters that Deadlock releases, it's just pretty good, pretty nice, pretty clean, no complaints. Shooting is funny actually. So when I'm gonna shoot, I think this tells us that it's gonna be a melee character because the arms are like wildly swinging, and I don't think this werewolf is like throwing anything. I think it's just like a melee form. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Again, we don't really know what it'll exactly be like, but that's my best guess. There is a reload actually, I just realized, to the arms. So maybe this is a ranged attack actually, now that I think about it, because it wouldn't make sense to have a reload if you weren't throwing out projectiles of some sort. And then finally we have the parry, which is just a very straightforward arms out front. Also, I kind of didn't go over the model, so I'll do that now. You can see you kind of have like the tail gets a lot bigger. The ears might be the same size, I'm not sure. Very scary looking. The pants kind of rip. Very tall. Looks pretty good, I like it. Next up, we're going to be moving on to Apollo, who is this fencer guy. Looks pretty interesting, kind of has like red skin, so I don't know if he's forgot which people in Deadlock's lore have like weird colored skin, but there is some group like that. Anyways, he has some interesting animations to him. Running, pretty simple. He kind of like holds his sword behind him. Crouching, normal simple crouch. Dashing is this back flip, front flip thing that he does. Pretty cool. It's actually one of the most, it seems like it's a very long dash, longer than some other characters, which I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it just feels longer. The slide is pretty cool too. You can see he does like the classic like fencer pose when he slides. Very nice. And then if you do a little jump dash, there we go. That's what that looks like. A regular jump is nothing impressive, just a little jump. Melee is gonna be like that. A little kick. Pretty nice. And the shooting is really weird. For some reason, he's going to be shooting using the tip of his sword. I'm not really sure what's happening there. Maybe there's more to it that we'll understand when we get the full, like, you know, abilities and everything. But yeah, he's shooting with the tip of his sword, and when he reloads, he just kind of flails his sword around, and he's good to go again. Finally, first parry, just as a little guard with the sword. Pretty nice, I like it. All right, next up we have Celeste, who is this cute girl, unicorn girl thing. Because she's kind of like covered in tattoos and has a horn on her forehead. Very long hair, very purpley. Very cool. I like it. Running animation is pretty simple. She seems kind of fast, but I think that's just the way like her legs are moving. She looks like she's just running around really fast. Crouching animation is pretty normal. Dashing does this crazy. I am sure other people are gonna know exactly what this backflip is called. I do not, but it's a little bit of a wonky backflip. The slide is also very cool. Kind of like gets very low to the ground. Will probably be a little bit hard to hit when she slides, but I'm a big fan of this. Melee is kind of like, she almost like teleports. You guys see that her legs like aren't moving, so I don't know if she has like some sort of jetpacks in her boots or what, but she's like almost sliding forward without even moving her legs in order to melee. Shooting is very interesting because unlike most characters, well, first of all, I don't even know what her gun is. It looks like a circus stick that you do tricks with, and you can see when she reloads, she kind of throws it into the air and then she catches it again. I'll show that one more time. Yep. So I'm not really sure how she's gonna be shooting, but I guess we'll know. Finally, we have the parry, which is just gonna be this like guard with her circus stick. Sorry, I don't know if it's a circus stick or not. That's what I'm calling it. All right, next up, we're gonna move on to Venator, and Venator is super cool. I like him. He has this sick crossbow. It almost seems like he's gonna pull out different weapons. As you can see, he's holding two guns. So he has his like this grenade launcher thing, which actually it's not. So he has a machine gun, and then under it is like a grenade launcher, and then he also has this double barrel shotgun, and then he also has this crossbow. So my man just has every weapon out there. Of course, we're not going to be able to see any of that because again, we don't have the abilities, but what we do have is his running animation. Very cool. I like it. His crouching animations, which he doesn't really get very low to the ground, but you know, he's crouching, he's trying his best. His dash is just a little run that he does. Makes sense. And then his slide will be him getting very low to the ground with both guns aimed forward. I like it. It's very cool. For the dash jump, he just does kind of like a simple jump into the air. Nothing crazy. Next up, let's look at the melee. So he pulls out a dagger. So this is one of those like kind of more unique animations. He's pulling out a dagger. I don't know where. Maybe you... Oh, sorry. It's a stake. My bad. Yeah, so he's taking one of these stakes that he has in his chest and stabbing his opponents with it. So yeah, very cool. I like it. For his gun, just kind of shoots at a... I mean, we don't really know, like I said, how fast he's going to shoot. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what happens. Is that happening every time I reload? Yeah. So maybe that's something gonna happen when he reloads that's not in the game yet, but we'll see. That just looks like if maybe like smoke comes out of his gun or something, and those smoke particles aren't in the game, and so they're just having all these errors. But in either case, his gun doesn't like really recoil or anything. It's just shooting forward, and then when he reloads, just kind of reloads his magazine. Nothing cool. And obviously he's gonna have different guns and stuff, so I'm not sure how that'll work, but we don't know yet. Finally, his parry is gonna be this kind of simple guard with both his guns in front of him, kind of like how we've seen with all the other characters. All right, I don't think I've missed anything. Every character also has like a wall bounce, but usually they're not animations. One thing actually I will really quickly go over is with Rem. Most character kind of mantle onto stuff just by kind of grabbing it, but Rem is short. He can't really mantle, so he just kind of hops, as you can see. Just kind of hops on top of stuff. Yeah. So that's another kind of unique animation because of his size. Anyways, guys, that is all I have. I would love to make more videos, maybe even going in depth into each of these characters once we get more information about them. So like and subscribe if you guys want more content. Thanks for watching.